Hello, everyone. Today we are with Ruth, and Ruth is a mom and advocate, and she is the founder of Step Up for Autism in Kenya, and she lives in the US. Go ahead, Ruth.
Good morning, good evening, everyone who's watching here with us. My name is Ruth Tenai. I'm a mother of four, three boys and a girl and one girl. And one of my last one, who is now 12, is an autistic. I'm the founder of Step Up for Autism and also the founder of Mr. and Mrs. Autism Kenya. And I'm here joining Fabi for this candid talk.
Let's talk about autism diagnosis. How did you find out about your son? The diagnosis. How did you feel about it?
So I found out when I didn't actually know about autism because according to how I was raised up or in Kenya, where I come from, we'd never seen people with autism. I had never, even if I'd seen somebody with autism, I wouldn't have known the characteristics of autism because they were all labeled as crazy. So my son was diagnosed at the age of uh, 5, almost 5, and it was through the kindergarten teacher that told me about it. But actually, I didn't know. So after the diagnosis in Kennedy Krieger in Baltimore, is when it sank in that it's something that cannot be cured but managed. And I think it changed a lot of things and how I saw things. And I was heartbroken because I didn't know, what to do after reading everything. And, it's a feeling of helplessness because, you don't understand, you don't know why, because you have other three kids who are so normal and you're wondering what really happened. Did I do something wrong? Is it because of the gap? Because my last one and the third one is almost, this one, the third last is 20, and the small one is 12 now. So I thought probably, is it my age? What did I do? You question so much about, as a mom, what happened? Are you the one who caused this? So it wasn't really a good feeling. It was one of those feelings you just want to be swallowed by the earth, because there was no answer for that. So one of the challenges is, first of all, accepting. For me, I would say personally accepting that, my son had a problem, because I used to hear him saying all this is, in front of the telly, singing is ABC, singing is, and I could not accept that he has a problem. I thought probably it's just a phase that is going to phase out. And then my kids were always asking why, what happened? And then you have no answers. And then also the challenge, or something that I was always afraid that if I go to my home, what are they gonna think about? Because I already looking at my son and his behavior, it was something that my hometown they associate with craziness, or somebody has done something. So I was always afraid of going and meeting people and explaining, you know teaching them about my son, because I knew that there would be people who would just look at me and think, oh, she's just telling us so that we think, and then also, how was I going to I was always thinking, what are the things that my son, what are the challenges in future? Because after I was reading and doing my own research, I found like a lot of parents were having a lot of challenges as children grew up. Some outcame, some didn't outcome they didn't get better as they went. They can't get fully cured, but they get better. So, and then my son is nonverbal, so that's a challenge to me too. Like, how was I even going to relate or communicate with him if he needs something or I need something, And then how was society going to view my son, or will they accept him, or so many things were running through my head. So
Yeah,
yeah, there's tons of things, tons of things.
I know, I know. I mean, one of my fear, I think, when I learned about the diagnosis is just like trying to, I mean, when I'm older, who's gonna take care of him? When I'm not here, who's gonna take care of him? So this is something I put in a black hole and I don't want to think about because it's just, one
Yeah,
step.
that actually is where I put fear,
Yeah.
because that's one of our greatest fear is if I'm no longer here today, what happens
Yes.
to him?
And can you tell us a little bit about Step Up for Autism, what you do? And
So I founded Step Up for Autism when I visited Kenya because I wanted to see how. I didn't go with my son. I had just had my son diagnosed, so I flew back to see if people knew about autism, just to know it is there. And there were actually schools, organizations that were actually doing autism work.
mhm,
And I came back and I thought, what am I supposed to do that's going to be different? And so I reached out, some organization reached out to me. We were just talking, and I said, "Well, I'm doing this in my organization. I'm going to start a modeling, um, a pageantry, and it has to be. We must include autistic kids, neurotypicals and autistic kids to model." And
mhm,
this really was interesting because a lot of teenagers and youth really were interested in modeling. So they'll be like, "Oh, we're going to model." But then they will were like, "Okay, you're modeling. What is for autism?" Then they will be like, "Wait, what is autism?" And that really is one thing that drove some of the youth to really understand what autism was before even they thought about modeling, because those are one of the questions we ask them, before on the pageantry. They have to really break it down and tell us, what is autism, and how can they help the society, with awareness.
mhm,
And they will go back to their campuses, universities, and their radio talks that they have, their bulletins. They'll be like, "Oh, so and so is modeling for autism." So
mhm,
everybody will pay attention, in the campus. Will be like, "Oh, they're modeling, we have to support that." Now that's how I recognized it. It really drove a lot of youth towards supporting us, because they really wanted to see. And when we do Mr. and Mrs. Autism, we always crown an autistic two autistic person and two neurotypicals. The neurotypicals actually do advocate for them, but they all do the work. They all go around, and when there's something we do, they also help in the therapy. So we started a free therapy center. It's in the slum area where people don't have anything. It's a free therapy center. um, we get help from donors and sometimes out of my pocket to pay for utilities, and also to help parents to bring their children to come at least and get therapy because it's unaffordable. So that's how I started Step Up for Autism. I was looking out how how well we can help and how well we can have awareness in Kenya. And it has really helped actually a lot, because everybody's always looking out to hear when is the next event. You hear before even April, everybody is already asking, "Oh, we want to participate, we want to help, we want to go around." So it pulls a lot of young youth to action. And they are the medium of messages. They are a lot of them, and they have empathy. Actually, you'll find that uh, young adults and young children are so empathetic than adults.
wow.
So that's how Step Up was formed. So we ran a therapy. Hopefully, we're gonna do more. I'm still working on projects that can help our therapy or sustain our therapy. And with that, if this COVID didn't happen, it was going to be a very good event in Kenya this
Mhm,
past April. So we will work for next year. Hopefully, with or without COVID, we'll have to do something and just take precaution. That's how Step Up was formed, because of my
It's really
son.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yes,
That's
the,
amazing. And it's an inclusive activity. That's really, really fantastic what you are doing there.
yes.
I mean, what's your advice to parents living outside the US who do not have access to therapies, like in Africa?
Oh, like, okay, so if they are if they have a child, if they have a child with who has autism, they need to like look for others, parents who have children of the same, and try and form groups
Mm-hmm.
with therapies, because it's so limited. Sometimes even in some in like in Kenya, some counties don't even have therapists. What do they do? I think they should just come together and also talk to schools. Like parents should come together, even if it's 5 parents, come together, look out for each other, go to a school, talk to the teachers, explain to them, try and find resources, or educate yourselves. I know it's even educating yourselves. It's not even, sometimes it's even hard for them, because where do they educate themselves about what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
So those who are in the series and have, if you know a parent who has a child with autism in another county or another town, try and get together, make some groups, and start helping each other one way or another. If there are sessions, if there's somebody who can provide free, even if it's coming to raising a little money to help a therapist come and show you what you can do in the midst where there is no therapist, work around that, work around your child, come out with the child always, make your child, let the society know your child. In any case of anything, don't lock them up. You never know, maybe somebody will is more willing to help your son here and there when you need help. So don't uh, form groups, talk to your teachers, don't hide your son, let the society know your child, you know, and always be vocal. Be vocal, support, don't be afraid of supporting your child, and don't think that your child is cursed or something is, something is just because you did something. No.
Mm-hmm.
Look out, there's so many people who are willing to hear and do and help.
Mm-hmm.
But it only takes one parent to start something. It only takes one parent. If you are bold enough and don't wait for people to come and start it for you, you are strong enough, because you are the mother of that child, you're the father of that child. It only takes one parent to start something.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I
definitely.
would tell, I would advise. Yes.
Yeah. And
We are
if
always afraid.
always, always, but it's better to be in a community than to be isolated and be
Yes,
alone. That's the thing. And
exactly.
if there is no
Exactly.
community, create the community. Be the first to start. Reach out to people.
Yes, be the first. Reach out to people. And you might not know so much, but you're the first teacher of your son or your daughter. So go to the school and, try and work with the teachers too, because the teachers, when they don't see you active on your child's work, they're just going to sit also and wait for you. At the end of the day, that's your burden. They'll still come back home to you. So
Mhm.
you have to really know how to work with your child. Otherwise, the teachers are not, you're not going to blame the teachers for not helping. Because at the end of the day, when all is done, you are the one remaining with your child.
Yes.
You're not going to say, oh, you have to go and stay with your teacher. No, they are the ones coming to stay with you. And don't let it beat you. So I know sometimes it beats me so hard, like, and I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, and don't control your children. So, like, if they're doing something, don't make them do something that you think is right. I had this from Sean in my other panel I was talking to, and she was saying, we are so worried of our children not doing the right thing. We want to, it's like controlling the children to do what we think is right, because that's how we've been raised. This is how it's supposed to be done. Some things it's not even done. I've come to just let my son be, you
Mhm.
know if he's doing something, I don't really alter a lot of things. I just let him do what he's doing because I know that's how it is. I can't alter everything in his life because it's my expectation for him to be what I'm thinking. And sometimes you end up frustrating him and you get frustrated because he's trying to live and you're trying to make it. You're trying to make him be as straight as you think it should supposed to be. Like if A is written A and he writes A with a crooked line, you say no. Well, that is his A. You understand it is A. The most important thing in life is teaching your child to learn how to be independent and how to, in society, so in the future you don't have to be worried. Sometimes our children end up even not knowing how to read or not knowing how to talk. But it's good if they're independent, if they can live and, socialize. They don't have to talk, but they can wake up in the morning, make their own tea, dress up, those things that they can do with their hands. And, it's really important,
Yes. Yes, I agree.
We've been brought up in society where we value education, which is good. We value education so much. What about our children who cannot attain that? What about those children who cannot reach that mark? What do? You work on their skills. Try and look for what they're good at, Wake up in the morning. Like now I'm teaching my son how to make his own tea. Sometimes he forgets, but when I say tea, he might take the wrong cup. So we always have a cup for him. So he will try and put water, tea bag. He goes by sequence, the way I put things. Sometimes I mix it up so I see if he's going to find what he's looking for. So that if I sleep and he's hungry, I know he can make himself a cup of tea. So, or if he needs something to eat, he doesn't have to wait for me or always pull my hand to take me to the fridge. And, so I'm trying to teach him in a way that he can, if he's hungry, he can do it.
Yes.
He can dress himself, even if he dress. I wish these clothes never had tags. That's because so that they can just dress. They don't have to worry if the tag is here, the tag is behind, or the pants, just pants that don't have a back and in front. It's just the same.
Yes.
So he can dress himself because sometimes you see dresses, his pockets are in front. Yes. Everything is always everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking, things like that.
It's gonna come.
Things that we take for granted. It's gonna come.
It's gonna come. Yeah, we are.
We just have to work.
Yeah, with a more inclusive world, you'll see they will adjust and adapt things to them. Yes, because right now we are trying to put our children in a box, but they do not fit in that box.
No.
So we have to make, a customized box for each child. So, so yeah.
They'll be fine. So yes, they'll be fine. And that's why nowadays, when my son gets so, my older son will get so worried and be like, oh, when you're gone, you want to leave us with a lot of work because I'm saying, listen. Every child is different. They will come to a time when they will have to do what they have to do. They learn at their own pace. You don't expect them. When I said, my son took so long before he knew even how to, how long before even he knew, he's still wiping himself. We're still helping.
Yes. Yes, we always try to come up with, creative ideas to help our children. So yeah, we are here for each other.
Yes. All right, Fabi.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.